Rise and shine, everybody. It's time to wake and bake with Craig Reed and Griff Martin.
The Stone Roadie Show, podcast 288. And I'm all discombobulated here. I forgot my clicker. See, we got to be, what is that word I'm looking for? Oh, well, never mind. Mental illness. Action. Alrighty then, fellow Stone Roadie Nation. Looky here. My name's Craig Reed, the mentally ill Stone Roadie, and this is my co-host, co-pilot, and the crook and the rocket scientist, Griff Martin. So what are we going to talk about today on February the 17th on Wake and Bake, the Morning Buzz, episode 158 there, Griff?
First thing I want to talk about is I told you so is what I'm going to say. Remember back when the helicopter ran into the plane and I said, okay, now you're going to start seeing a bunch of plane crashes. And then you had another one right after that. And then somebody said, oh, that's a small plane. A little plane don't count. And then I said, no, there'll be some big planes crashing. Just wait. And sure as shit, they've had like 4 big plane crashes now. And they always do that. I know because every time one crashes, others crash. I don't know why that is, but that's a crazy and I told Craig about it, and right off the bat, he goes, yeah, it was DEI, and it was a woman flying it, and she didn't know what she was doing.
They said DEI could be a guy that is just not properly qualified, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what all DEI includes. A lot of women, I know that.
But anyway, there's your car, Craig, right there, Alan's car.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
And as you can see, remember I said that the car, well, I'm having a little feedback. The car, hey, how did I do that? The, damn, now I'm stuck.
You don't play with that very often.
What the hell, man? I might have to cut this out.
You hit the button. You hit the plus button or the minus button or the menu. Yeah, there you go. Bring yourself in. There you go.
Oh, okay. Anyway, as you can see, the car is on the ground. So it's probably got some rust under there, some rust issues. And but we're going to inspect it. We're going to see. We're going to figure it out. As soon as the weather gets better, we'll figure it out.
I'll get in it somehow.
Yeah. But yeah, that doesn't mean that the engine won't run though. And even if it's got a rusty frame, I've seen them drive with a rusty frame, and we can mess around with it a little bit, get it running, have some fun. But it might be seized up. Who knows? Yeah. So that's looking a little ratty there, Craig. It's got some damn it's got some shit vines growing on it.
There's a lot of poison ivy back there.
I know. I saw it.
That's the old orchard back there. There was a lot of trees back there. That's before it got cleaned up, though. It's not that bad back there now.
Oh, is it cleaned up around there now?
Yeah, it's cleaned up back there now.
And the vinyl top looks like it's trashed pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
And but the hood looks. I mean, the body, the front looks okay. I bet those tires hold air. How much you want to bet? Yeah.
They were good tires.
Next time you park a car though like that, park it somewhere and put it on blocks. That way you don't have to worry about it sinking down
I'm
into the
mentally
mud.
ill, man. I don't think about stuff like that.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
set it back there. I didn't when I put it back there. I didn't. I don't think I intended to leave it back there 25 years. It was like
yeah, it's just like mailing the prizes out, It just wasn't on your list of shit that was important,
I forget about it. Yeah,
And and then pretty soon all the prizes will look like that.
yeah.
There'll be
It's
cobwebs
like I
on
put
them.
things places, and now I don't even know. I put things places, so I'll remember where they are, and now I don't even know what I put places, and have no idea where I put them.
Yeah, you'll put them somewhere where you think you won't sell them, so you kind of hide them from yourself, and then you're like, "Oh hell, where did I put them?"
I'm gonna start looking for things this summer. I'm gonna start liquidating. You'll find the Craig Reed estate on sale on eBay on my whole collection of
You ought
everything.
to have a living estate sale is what you ought
Yeah,
to
from
have.
the Craig Reed from the Stone Roadie lifetime collection.
Yes,
I gotta sell that shit.
have a I'm not dead yet estate sale.
Yeah, I told everybody I'd probably be dead in a couple years, but people would go, "Oh, you got more than a couple years." Well, I probably do. That's just the average life expectancy is 76 for males, but that's because everybody's obese, and I'm not obese, so I'm not up there with.
Well, you've got
And I got longevity in my life, but
yeah.
man, I was rough on my body, but I didn't smoke cigarettes. I did for a little bit, but I never was addicted to them. I just kind of smoked them for ha-has, but I never really smoked them.
Well, I thought of you the other day. There was a thing on Facebook, and what they did was they took a big jar, like a big jar, a quart jar, and they put cotton balls in it, and then they put this thing on top of it where you could put a cigarette in it, and then they put a vacuum on the back side of the bottom of the jar, and they started putting cigarettes in that thing, and they were sucking the smoke through the cotton, and they were feeding cigarettes in there one after another, like chain smoking, and it showed that cotton turning brown, and that's
Oh
your
yeah.
lungs. And they said, if you still smoke after watching this, then you're just stupid.
Well, it's
And
not the tar, it's the stuff they put in them, all the chemicals. There's 400 and some ingredients in a cigarette, and 150 of them are known carcinogens.
well, I imagine that marijuana tar ain't that good for you either, man. It's gumming up your pretty pink lungs.
Well, that's why I smoke out of that pipe, that little pipe there. It kind of accumulates all that. And you wouldn't believe the tar that comes out of that thing. And when you smoke joints, you kind of get that tar in your lungs. So that little pipe I smoke out of, that thing accumulates a lot of that tar and keeps it out of my lungs. So that's why
Yeah,
I use that little
because the
pipe.
paper reburns the tar.
Yeah, yeah, you get a lot when you smoke joints, you get a lot of tar in your lungs. So I don't cough up a bunch of shit. I don't cough up shit out of my lungs. My lungs are pretty open, but I take those hot baths every night, and then that steam that kind of keeps my lungs cleaned out. I
Well,
think, in my
yeah,
opinion.
well, that's your what you're hoping.
It's logical how that steam would loosen that stuff up and keep it out of your
Yeah. Back to the dying part, and we were talking about Ed King, and well, what happened was we were saying, was Ed buried? we didn't know where he was buried. And then I think you
I
said,
said, I bet he was cremated.
yeah. And so I looked it up, and sure enough, yeah, he was cremated, and he's the only band member that was cremated. The rest of them all were, they're all
And
buried.
his friends got his ashes.
Yeah,
I didn't get no ashes. I'd like to have some of Ed's ashes.
you'd sell them though,
I
and see
would
how
not
much you
sell
could
them.
get for them.
I wouldn't sell them.
You sold the
Wonder who
funeral
got them.
brochure.
I'm kind of hurt that I didn't get none of Ed's ashes, man. That sucks.
Yeah.
I thought I was your friend, Ed. You didn't put it in your will to give Craig some ashes.
He probably didn't tell anybody to give him his. He probably just said, "Go do whatever you want with them, honey." And she
Well,
probably
I want
did.
some
She told him.
ashes. I want some of Ed's ashes.
Oh, I was watching a thing on Charles Manson and what they did with his ashes. They,
If it wasn't for Ed, I wouldn't be me.
yeah. And
What
then we
happened
were
to Charles
looking.
Manson's ashes? I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. They put them. They put them in like different things and like paint, and people painted pictures, and it had Charles Manson's ashes in it. He had a lot of fans, He had people that, the guy was a mass murderer, and he had all these friends that were writing him, and he was pen paling them. And, here the guy, I mean, the thing about it with Manson is they really never could get anything on him, and they railroaded
He
him.
was CIA.
Yeah, they railroaded the guy, but he killed way more people than people realize, because he had people killing. He had those girls killing all kinds of people, and those a couple guys that were there too. He was killing them. He didn't have to do it himself. He would just say, "Hey, man, you need to go over there and take care of my work, or my light work," kind of like Ronnie said to you. You need to go take care of my light work, and they would go kill him. And remember, Geraldo Rivera interviewed him, and at the end, Geraldo was getting all cocky, and Manson looked at him, and he goes, "I could have your head in a box tomorrow if I wanted." And then he said, "But I won't." And the only reason he said that because he didn't want to get in trouble for threatening him. But yeah, go watch that. Go watch the end of the Geraldo Rivera interview with Manson and see what Manson says at the very end. He goes, "I could have your head in a box tomorrow." But he was only 5'2". The guy was only 5'2", man.
Manson's only 5'2".
5'2", yeah. He was a little tiny dude. And he was the main thing that pissed him off more than anything was they would not let him have his guitar. He didn't care about being in jail. He just wanted his damn guitar. He said, "You can't put me in jail."
He claimed
He said the jail. He said prison. He says, "I'm not in prison. My mind is all outside of this place." He said, "You can't lock my mind up." He was a freaking smart dude, man. He was a witty son of a bitch. That's why he was able to talk all those people into doing those things, because he was a pretty calculated guy. He was smart, and he knew all about the deep state. If you go listen to him, he knew all about the evil government. He knew all about lawyers and politicians, and he was ahead of his time, because the way they treated him ever since he was a little kid, throwing him in jail and everything, he learned. He learned about the corruption and the crookedness, and so he decided, well, hell, man, I'm just going to be what they are. So the same people that threw him in jail weren't any better than him, and that's the way he looked at it.
he was pissed off at the Beach Boys about some music, wasn't he?
Well, they stole one of his songs, and they promised to pay him some royalties, and then they changed the lyrics, and that really pissed him off when they changed the lyrics. But yeah, But that house that he killed all of them in, that was a big Hollywood hangout. You know, Paul Newman would go there. All these big movie stars. Um, I think I think it was Steve McQueen was supposed to be there that night, and he picked up some hitchhiker on the side of the road and took her back to his house. That's what he said. I was supposed to go there that night, but I didn't go. Yeah. Yeah, that Manson story, man. That's one heck of a story. I love to watch all the Manson interviews on YouTube because he's just a freaking crazy
I
son.
think Steve McQueen could have fought his way out of there, couldn't he? He was a pretty tough guy.
I don't know, man. Those girls were pretty mean, man. They were slicing up dudes and shit.
Steve, he was Macho Man, though, wasn't
Yeah, I think Steve probably could have got out of there.
he?
Steve would have turned it on him, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Craig, we got anything to talk about as far as any donations or any thing you want to talk about? Any fat stuff? You got
No,
any fat stuff in your
I had
craw?
a rough.
We didn't get monetized the last time, and then I went back and looked where you use, and I'm not going to say this is how I'm going to say it this time. Bigaboo. I'm
Big
not going to
boo.
say it with the J. I'm going to say Bigaboo. But the last time we said that was when you were talking about Snoop Dogg, and they didn't monetize us on that one either. So
Oh,
yeah,
really?
that's a AI's got that word. Bigaboo though, they don't have Bigaboo. and there's people in here commenting on that, and so one of the persons that commented on it, I think they had to put Bigaboo in the comments because they took it out of the comments when he wrote it in the comments.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they removed his comment because he put that in there. So they didn't remove Bigaboo, so we're gonna go with Bigaboo.
Bigaboo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't have anything you want to talk about? I've got all these comments we can go over.
No, my refrigerator light went out.
Yeah, yeah. And I was
My
telling you,
computer, my damn printer. I just everything I tried to do today just turned to shit.
yeah, it's one of
Had a
those
bad
days where
day.
everything went to shit because you called me and said you weren't ready yet.
I woke up having nightmares and didn't go back to bed. I
Yeah, we
dream
were
I'm
talking
doing
about the
all these.
nightmare, and you said that you used to have this nightmare where you were paralyzed.
Yeah, I used to have a dream I would be falling all the time, and then I dream I was paralyzed and couldn't move. Recently, I've been having these dreams. I'm doing these stupid gigs with Skinner, and I'm doing these loadouts and these. That last night was in a barn, and I was climbing up these rafters and trying to get all my shit together, and I woke up going,
What were
I
you
ain't going
doing,
back to.
lighting or something?
I don't. It was just weird. I don't know.
Yeah, see, I don't dream like I did when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I used to have this dream that I could start running and I could run if I could run fast enough and I could fly in the air. And while I was asleep, I knew how to do it, but when I woke up, I forgot. And then one time I got up and I went outside and tried to run and tried to do it. But I had that dream all the time where I could fly. And then I had this dream where somebody was beating my ass and I couldn't pick my hands up. I couldn't make a fist and they were just beating the shit out of me and my fists weren't working. Kind of like you said, you were paralyzed. That's kind of
Oh
like how
yeah,
I was. I was
I'd dream I was trying to run and I couldn't run. My legs, I just couldn't move. Just literally could not move.
kind of like when you had the brownies,
Yeah,
the brownie cake.
about like that.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember it was it Sammy? Yeah, it was Sammy. Sammy said that you were laying on the floor and your eyes were wide open and they weren't blinking and they were like, and you
I
looked
wasn't
like,
laying on the floor at no time.
oh,
I was always sitting in that lawn chair. I couldn't get up.
yeah, was it the lawn chair? Well, wherever you
Yeah,
were at,
I
yeah,
couldn't get up.
yeah. They said
Could
you
not
you,
get up.
and then they called 911, and by the time they got there, you were able to get up, and you said, "No, I'm
Oh, they had to
okay."
help me up, but no, I could. My
And
legs
they
didn't
left,
work.
and then they left, and then you ate another brownie, and they
No,
had to call them
the other
again.
brownie kicked in. They kick in about every 2 hours. They kick in. I had another one kick in.
And you had to call 911 again.
Yeah, they come twice.
I still have the message in my phone. I still have that message in my phone. I'll have to get that because I remember one other time I was going to get that message out of my phone and play it because it's kind of funny. It's Griff, I'm in the hospital, and but they can't find anything wrong with me. That's what you said. I'm in the hospital, but they can't find anything wrong with me, so I guess I'm okay.
Oh
You
boy.
feel like you're gonna die when you OD on like a gummy or a brownie. I'm telling you, man, you feel like you're gonna die.
It was just those people I were with. They were all young, and God, that was only a couple years ago. I was 72 years old. They were just here's this old man sitting there, can't move.
Well, you were a professional drug addict, and people shouldn't try the things you do because you're a professional at that shit. So and what I've seen you do, well, I don't know, man.
I
How
was
you
I was cracking jokes the whole time I was in the wagon going back. I was telling jokes, and the whole time I was in the hospital, I had
and
my
Gene swears to God that
cracking
that
up.
mosquito bit you and it got high and flew into the damn door and died. Do you remember that?
Not really.
Were you getting ready to take a Percocet?
Yeah, I'm hurting. I'm still. This morning. I was hurting pretty good this
Speaking of
morning.
professional drug addict, he's got it. He's got him one right there. He's ready to take. That's
I've
a
been
whole
pretty
one.
good
That's
with
not
these
even a
things. I
half.
haven't drank on them. That's amazing that I haven't drank any alcohol with these things.
You don't even. Oh, okay. I was gonna say you don't even take them with water or anything. Yeah. Well, you said the last time you took one, you had to drink something to get it to kick in or something. Remember?
Alcohol kicks them in good. Yeah, but I haven't even. I don't drink anymore.
And Alan used to crush them up, right?
That's Deladas. He
Yeah.
picked up those Deladas and shoot them.
My God, that's crazy, man. That's just crazy right there,
That's just synthetic heroin was all that shit was.
man. I
Deladas.
couldn't imagine. You know, that's yeah. So let's go ahead and jump in these questions because I didn't get much sleep last night, and we're doing this again late like we normally do. And Craig's a little late starting, so I need to get to bed early tonight, man. I didn't sleep good last night, so I'm gonna jump into these comments and get get the hell off of here. Not a lot of Lynyrd Skynyrd stuff in here, man. You know, you guys, if you want to know anything about Lynyrd Skynyrd, if somebody says, not enough Lynyrd Skynyrd, not enough Lynyrd Skynyrd, then, you know, you need to start asking Lynyrd Skynyrd questions in the comments because, you know, we'll cover them. But if
Yeah,
you
we
talk,
need your feedback.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is all jibber jabber I got written down here. And see, people don't see. Here's what my I don't know if you can see it. Let me get this screen off of here. But yeah, I have to write all this stuff down, um, and it's you know it's time consuming. Let me see. Go to the background. Craig's a lot better at it than I am. Okay, right there. Boom. Yeah, so yeah, I got all the notes right here written down. Look at that. See that, Craig?
Oh, yeah.
And just the scribble scrabble, but I know what it. So yeah, we don't just just jump on here and fly by the seat of our pants. We
I
try to
have
come
been
prepared.
taking a few notes, but I put them on on my computer, and my damn printer quit working.
That's why I don't ever have a printer
I had
because
a
it
I had a
goes.
paper jam, and I couldn't get that damn thing to start feeding again. I don't know what the hell happened.
Is it still broken?
Yeah, it just won't feed. I don't know why it won't feed.
Well, the ink's more expensive than the printer. The
Oh,
printers, you
no,
can get the
no.
printer for like $100, and the ink is 150.
I've had that printer a while. It's about time to get another one.
That's why I quit buying because that was when I had that time I let that Indian dude get into my computer because I thought he was Dell and he was pretending he was, or IBM or whoever it was, the printer was. And then as soon as he took control of my computer, he started downloading malware. And I called him. You don't want to know what I called him. And then I clicked off of him. And as soon as I got off there, I started running my anti-malware programming to clean it up because he was trying to. What he wanted to do was he wanted to corrupt my computer and then try to tell me, oh, you got your files are all corrupt. You need to for $150. I can clean them for you. Yeah, well, you're the son of a bitch that corrupted them. That's what they do. It's
Yeah,
that's how that works.
yeah, that's what happened to mine here. I don't know, about 6 months ago or something. And I had to run my computer up to my computer guy. That's when he.
Yeah, so anyway, so here we go for the comments and the questions. And happy Wednesday, hump day. Um, I think most of the country is going to be freezing their ass off here, and I think it's heading down this way. And I think day after tomorrow or Friday, it's supposed to be cold. It's supposed to rain here tomorrow. That front's moving through, and so yeah, this is another cold one, and a lot of snow getting ready to fall.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's like zero. It's like 8 below 0 with the wind chill and everything here.
is it pretty cold up there right now?
Yeah, it's cold. Yeah,
Is it snowing?
it's not snowing. I've only got a couple inches of snow on the ground, but it's cold.
Yeah, you're getting ready to get some more though, I think. Um, yeah, Jerome Murphy, he asked me, he says, Griff, is that a vintage Princeton Fender amp back there? Yeah, it's a Tweed. That amp right there. No, you can't buy that from me there, Jerome, because I already promised if I ever sell it, Mike Estes wants it. He saw that amp and he goes, man. And the guy I bought it from, he told me that there's been a lot of like some recordings done on that. I forget who had it, but there was a guy that had it, and that thing's old, man. But what a great amp! I mean, you ought to hear it. My buddy Jay, man, he loves that amp. He says, "Man, I want this amp." It's a really good sound, and it's a tube amp. It's the old. It's probably a '67 or something, and the guy that I bought it from redid the whole thing. And if it ever breaks, there's plenty of people that can fix it because there's a lot of people that work on those tube amps. I could probably even get Kent Griffith to fix it for me because that guy's a whiz on those amps. Yeah, I could just take it to him. I don't know, man, but I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't want it to break. Then he says, do you have anything else anything else you want to talk about? Like any guitars you have? Well, I went through my whole collection of guitars and videotaped them and put them on the podcast. I don't know, probably about 20 podcasts ago. So you're gonna have to go back and look at that, man. I did my whole collection on the podcast. I got all my vintage guitars, my
Wicker.
Gibsons and Martin and all my vintage guitars that I've got, and I put them on the podcast. Then he also wants to know, because we were talking about it, and we never did it. Craig, you were supposed to get Alan's volume pedal
Oh yeah.
off of your fireplace mantle and
Yeah,
let
it's
us see it.
downstairs. Yeah, it's down
Yeah,
there.
so the next podcast, Friday, I'll try to remind you to get that. So, because, that's pretty cool, man. Alan's pedal.
Yeah, I ran across that. My burgundy Lynyrd Skynyrd robe is out right out there too.
You said that pedal doesn't work, but it could be fixed.
I don't know. It's a Morley. I don't remember it ever.
Yeah,
working.
anything electronic can be fixed pretty much.
Yeah.
I've got that Crybaby pedal
Wicker.
for Smick, Nick Gentry, and I got it at that Freddie Prinze guitar show. Freddie Prinze, Freddie Fender, our buddy Freddie Fender, and because Nick wanted a wah wah Crybaby pedal, and it was a genuine Crybaby pedal too. And then when I took it to him, it didn't work, and Chad worked on it and fixed it. And so I guess it works now. I have to talk to Smick and see if he uses it.
It's Billy Fender.
Yeah, Billy Fender. Did I call him Freddie?
Yeah, Freddie Fender.
Freddie Fender, Billy. Sorry about that, Billy, if you're watching. I got brain damage too, just from being around Craig.
Oh, well, I see this note sitting here though. Yeah. My buddy Javier sent me this jacket for my birthday. He saw I wanted one. So he sent me this one here.
Oh, cool. Yeah, nice.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Well, is that the same size of the other ones that he sent?
This is a personalized one. So it's got that. Then on the front, he put my name on it.
Is that embroidered?
Uh-uh.
It looks like it. That's pretty cool. That's a good looking jacket, man.
And then on this side, it's got Craig Reed. And then he's got stuff on the sleeve over here.
Oh yeah, did he do that, or did you tell him to do that?
No,
He came up with that, huh?
this is actually the first time that I've looked at it. I didn't know all that stuff was on there. He put my name on it.
Is that a medium?
It's actually pretty close to my signature, huh? It is a medium, yeah. This is
I thought that was your signature.
No.
Let me see that signature again. It looks just like your signature.
He must have copied it.
It is. That is your signature.
Pretty close.
That's funny, man. That's funny.
Pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, so there you have it, Jerome. Yeah, that Princeton amp, man, that's a badass amp. And
He's got Road Crew over here.
Road Crew 77.
Yeah. Then he's got Ronnie on this sleeve. Yeah, he's got it all decked out. Yeah, thanks, Javier.
Cool.
And we got these other ones.
Yeah, what's the deal on that?
$220 is a bid on both of these jackets now.
Well, that was more than you wanted, at least 200. So you got 20 more.
Please, but it's gonna cost 20, at least $20 to send them out.
Yeah. Well, more than that, it'll be $20 a piece. I would say, because yeah, that's going to have to go in that's pretty heavy. I imagine that costs him $20 to ship them. It depends on where he lives, but yeah, that shipping's going up, man.
I think
Yeah, so back to the comments. Ronnie says studies have shown the average American has 7 grams of microplastics in our brains due to the way we make our foods. Yeah, like when you heat up stuff in the microwave in that Tupperware, that's probably not good for you. And then those Coke cans, like, that you drink Coke out of, it's got a plastic film in the out. It's glued to the metal because they disintegrated some aluminum, and that the only thing that was left was that plastic film. You saw that. I sent that to you, Craig.
yeah.
People don't realize that a aluminum can has a plastic lining in it on the inside of it to liquid proof it.
And those Teflon pans that people cook in, when you scratch them.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah,
I've probably eaten a pound of Teflon in my life, I'm sure, because I've had some pretty shitty pans in my time.
yeah.
I remember scraping burnt eggs and Teflon being in there and just eating it.
Yeah, I have cast iron. That's the only thing I have is cast iron.
Oh yeah, I've started using my cast iron too.
I have a cast iron wok. Yeah, it's got there's a bowl.
Really?
Cast iron wok. Yeah, great big one. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, you got to keep those seasoned after when you wash them. You got to rub them down clean them with salt and oil them, and then you got to bake them in the oven. And
you just put oil in them and heat it up and then wipe it out and keep it. I keep mine really seasoned. Good.
You'll know if it's seasoned if an egg don't stick to it.
Yeah, you can tell when if the eggs start sticking, they're not seasoned good.
And that's most of the time it's from washing it and not re-seasoning it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched a whole YouTube video on how and they would take an old rusty one and they refurbed it. They would scrub it out with like a mild abrasive, and then it was a whole process. It's a whole process to doing it. Some of those old cast iron skillets are expensive, are worth a lot of money. Some of them that were made back in the 20s and things like that. It's pretty expensive. Microplastics. I know, man. Yeah, you got to be careful what you eat now. And I think that our bodies are more forgiving than we think they are, because there's a lot of abuse. I mean, alcohol is one of the worst things you can put in your body is alcohol. They say it is really bad. And I know a lot of my friends, they like there was a guy I worked with, he drank a case of beer a day.
Well, they say a couple of shots of like red wine. Red wine's good for you. Glasses of red wine. But a couple of shots of liquor is actually good for you every day.
But that whole skull of vodka, that ain't good for you, man.
That stuff's pretty clean, though. That stuff's not too bad on you. I don't.
It looks clean, but it's alcohol. Alcohol's hard on your organs.
Distilled quite a few times. That moonshine, that stuff's rough on you. I've never drank any of that stuff that was.
I had some.
High
It was
quality.
the guy made it. He made a peach schnapps out of it, and it was smooth. But I tell you what, 2 shots and you were drunk. It was really. I couldn't believe how strong it was. And then he gave me a jar of it, and dropped it and broke it and spilled it, and I was pissed because I really liked that moonshine. It was good. He had a big, like a quart jar, and he had all these peaches in it, and he had a hose coming down, going into a glass, and it was gassing off, and that little bubble would bubble up through that glass. And I said, "Man, what you got in there?" And he said, "You want some of that?" And I go, well, what is it?" And he goes, "Let me go get you some." And he went and got some out of the refrigerator, and 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 I drank it, and I go, "Man, I wouldn't mind having a little more of that." And he goes, I don't know." And then when I drank that next one, man, I couldn't even hardly move after that. I got a buzz right away. Yeah, it was
Wicker.
okay. So yeah, back to these comments. John Morrow says, "Tell the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that the tackle box belongs to my Mariah Carey, and they'll put it in." Yeah, I was thinking about that later. Why are they putting her in there?
Yeah, and Chubby Checker's not in there. And Ted Nugent's not in there, and they're putting Mariah Carey in there.
Did Whitney Houston make it
And
in
Bad
there?
Company is just going in there with Mariah Carey. That's
because Whitney Houston.
they're gonna ask. Oh God, can't believe it.
Because Whitney Houston.
Paul Rogers. They're gonna say, who'd you go in there with, Paul? Mariah Carey.
Oh yeah. Well, Whitney Houston should be in there before her because she sang way better than her. In my biased opinion, she kind of copied her. I think they were related even. I think they're like cousins.
Mariah Carey, did she put a record out 25 years ago? That's what
yeah. Probably 35 or 30.
Mariah Carey, really?
Yeah, man, she's been around a long time.
Huh.
Or she was. And it's kind of suspicious the way she died, and then her daughter died the same way.
I don't even remember that Manna. I don't know who that is. And Joy Davison, Divison. I don't New Order. I don't know who that is at all.
Yeah, and there's somebody
Outcast. I don't know who that is.
Somebody else in the comments mentioned somebody that they put in there too. When I get to them, I'll read it. It's somebody I didn't suspect. Then John Morrow says, "Sorry about your motel experience, Griff in Georgia." He says, "Looks like you got the room they used once per month for the ass shaving party." Because I had the kink and all the coils in the tub, and had some Soul Brothers up in that tub, man. It was nasty. I remember this one time when I was at work. There was this like a food truck. It would come at lunchtime, and there was one guy. He went out to the food truck and he got a salad, and I was sitting there and watching him eat, and I go, "Man, I said, I don't like eating off those food trucks." And he goes, "Why, man? It's good." And I was looking at his salad, and I go, "For the same reason that I'm getting ready to tell you, you got a coil in on your lettuce right there." And he goes, "What?" And he did. He had a kink on his lettuce, and he picked it out of there and he ate it. And I go, "Dude, man." And then he got a salad again the next time, and it had another one. So the brother that was making those salads, he didn't have a hairnet on, man. He was picking his hair over the salad, I guess. And that guy was eating that, man. He's like, "Man, I ain't gonna throw it out." Could you eat a salad if it had a coil in it, Craig?
No, I don't eat lettuce. I don't.
You don't?
No,
You don't like a
I
nice
eat,
Caesar salad, chicken Caesar?
I don't eat
Man.
lettuce. I eat spinach salads. I don't eat iceberg lettuce or romaine lettuce or
Why? Because you don't like the way it
I just
tastes, or
don't.
is there?
No, I just don't eat it. I don't know.
And you also don't drink anything when you eat your meal.
Don't need to.
Yeah, Craig, if you go to the restaurant, they'll say, "What would you like to drink, sir?" And he goes, "Nothing." And they're like, "Why?" Because I don't want anything to drink.
Especially your tap water.
Yeah, I know. And even if you get tea, it's still made out of that
Yeah,
fluoride water.
yeah, yeah.
But you got to live on the planet some. You can't be going around and worrying too much because worrying about it will give you a heart attack. So um. Then John Rafferty says Kimmy is part of the show. Kimmy only commented in here one time. When I looked at the comments and there were only 67 comments or 72 comments, I knew Kimmy didn't comment many in here because she's good for at least 50 comments. Uh, so what happened, Kimmy? Your husband probably told you stop watching that show. It's rubbing off on you. Uh, then John Rafferty says he appreciates the Craig and Griff chemistry and the way that I extract the skin formation from Craig. Oh, thank you for that, there, John. That's a cool name, John Rafferty. John Rafferty. Who was that guy Rafferty who sang in Steeler's Wheel? Jerry Rafferty. Any relation to Jerry Rafferty there, John? I like that old Jerry Rafferty. I think he was Scottish or something. Um, Stuck in the middle with you in Baker Street, and but he was an alcoholic, and he died from kidney failure from drinking. Like I was telling you earlier, Craig, that alcohol is bad for you, and that's what killed him. Was
Oh God,
it,
yeah.
des-
That's
it
what killed
destroyed us.
Billy and Leon, and you know,
Yeah, it'll shut your liver down, your kidneys.
especially Leon.
Yeah, Leon, man, he was
Billy
bad.
too, actually.
Would you say who was the one that drank the most out of all of them? You think? If
That's a
you had
tough.
to, if you
That's
you
a
had to
tough
pick
one.
somebody that was the biggest alcoholic, I'd have to say Billy. Billy always had.
Alan's the only one that ever pulled a gun on me and told me to go to the liquor store.
He did.
Oh
What'd
yeah.
you tell him you didn't want to go, and he pulled a
No,
gun on
no.
you?
They said, "Go get me a bottle." I said, "No, I'm not going to." He got a goddamn gun off the wall. So go get me a damn bottle.
Well, that's the reason Sally quit because he
So,
shot the rifle and it just missed you. She said it just
so
missed Craig by a foot,
he's the
and
only
she's
one that pulled a gun on me to go buy him booze. So that's pretty bad.
yeah, he was an
But
alcoholic for
yeah,
sure.
Leon was bad. They were all freaking bad. I was just as bad.
Yeah,
But they all drank a
that's
lot.
why they liked you
They all
because
drank a lot. Yeah.
they
Steve
probably
drank the Steve drank the least. Well, Artemis didn't drink that much. Artemis and
did. Steve drink though. Steve, he would
beer a
drink a
little bit.
little
Yeah, I
beer,
didn't. He never drank.
but he smoked a lot of weed, huh?
Yeah, he drank beer, but yeah.
Ronnie probably didn't drink as much as they did. He probably drank less than anybody, didn't he?
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
No?
He drank less than Alan, I'd say.
Did he drink, uh, which would you say he drank more of, beer or whiskey?
Whiskey.
He did. He
Well, I
drank.
don't know. Yeah, he drank whiskey on stage.
Would he drink like a fifth of whiskey?
He'd drink a half a bottle.
While he was up on stage, he would kill a half a bottle.
Yeah, he would drink a half bottle up on
Was
stage.
that every show?
Pretty much, yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, he'd drink.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
he'd
Because you
drink at
guys
least.
were,
He'd drink at least a pint, half pint. Yeah, on stage. Yeah.
because weren't you doing shows like Friday, Saturday, like 2 days in a row? You'd do a show.
Yeah, we did them back to back. We do 3 back to back.
Yeah. Would you ever do shows like during the week, like on a Wednesday or something?
Yeah, we did 3, 4 shows a week, back to back.
So he was
One
he
every
was
night.
knocking out at least 3/5 a week,
Yeah, we went. Yeah.
and it was all free because the promoters were
Oh
giving it
yeah, it's
all
all
to you.
furnished. Yeah.
And remember, Artimus, he is an interview, and he said, whenever you guys showed up to the gig, there would be a room full of beer and whiskey and cartons of cigarettes, and he said,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
you guys thought you had to do all of it. He said,
Yeah,
he said,
it's all on
yeah.
the rider. It's all on the rider. All the sodas and water and cigarettes. And we were the first band ever to have cigarettes on your rider.
Yeah, and then you guys didn't want to waste any of it either. So Artemis said you had to drink it and smoke it all.
Well,
What
we
was
didn't
the
leave anything behind. We always took everything that was in the, it was either me or Dean would gather up everything that was in the dressing room and load it up.
what was the deal with the M&Ms, the peanut M&Ms?
Oh, I don't know. Some people just said no green M&Ms. We don't know.
What was that all about?
I don't know. They would just want somebody to sit and pick all the M&Ms out. But who'd want to?
Was that Van Halen or Lynyrd Skynyrd?
Who would want candy in your dressing room that somebody had picked through?
That's like
That's kind of stupid.
That's like I was at a buddy of mine's house one time, and he had this dish of peanuts, and he goes, "Want some peanuts, man?" He did this to everybody, right? And I go, "Yeah, I'll take some peanuts." And I got some peanuts out of there, and I was eating them. And he goes, "Are those good?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, I don't like the peanut part. I just suck the chocolate off of them and stick them in the dish."
I just sucked the chocolate off.
Yeah, he was kidding around. But yeah, he was a nut. Yeah, thanks there, John Rafferty, for the compliment. Me and Craig, we can't get enough compliments. Vance Owen says, Craig, go ahead and build a bridge over that creek to the retirement home. Just because the fireplace is old don't mean you can't build a hot fire in it.
That's funny because I was going to comment that one time I said I was going to build a bridge across there and put up a toll booth and put up a margarita machine on the other side and have bands play over here in my field over here and then charge admission.
I guarantee you, Craig, that there's quite a few of those people in that retirement home that have been to a Skynyrd concert back in the day in the 70s, man. And I'm telling you. I know.
I should put up something like back there like a tailgate party on the weekends and just play music and put up a bridge and have free admittance and
know what you need to do.
Have free drinks and
you need to do is you need to go over there like Jack Nicholson did in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and pick them all up and take them on a boat ride. Remember that? He got them all.
Oh, yeah.
And then he was going to go take that one guy and get him laid. Yeah, that was a good movie, man. That's the kind of stuff you need to be doing, man, right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna this summer. I'm gonna put my drone up and check them out and see if there's anything good back there. See, that way I don't have to sit back there. I can check them out and see if there's any good ones. See what time they walk.
Yeah, that drone, that ought to make it over there pretty easy,
Oh
huh?
God, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
I could
still
fly
haven't.
that drone. I could sit on my back porch
I
and
still haven't got and broke my drone out. And what I want to do is I'm going to take it. I'm going to go next time I go to Jacksonville. I'm going to take it over to Chad's house and get some lessons on it because I remember this girl, the flight attendant, she had a drone in her house and somebody gave it to her and she goes, I don't know how to work it. And I was playing with it and I turned it on in the house and it took off and went right into the ceiling fan and it broke it. Yeah, it broke it. And she said, well, man, my son gave that to me, and I said, well, damn, he works for SpaceX. Let him fix it.
I have the perfect place to fly it here. Hell, as long as I put it up 150 feet, I'm above the trees and everything.
Yeah, I'm just afraid I'm going to lose it. I want to get
All you got to
some
do is hit
lessons.
home. It'll come right back to you wherever you launch
Yeah.
it. Just hit home. It'll come.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm going to start messing with it because I don't like not knowing how to work it. But that camera, that camera's pretty easy. That camera's probably easier than the drone, isn't it, Craig?
Uh,
That camera's
yeah,
a
you
little.
just.
That camera can be a little complicated.
Well, I don't know. You just
The
wherever you turn
the
the drone.
Pocket 3.
I love those goggles, though, man. It's like you're sitting right inside that thing. It's cool as shit.
Yeah,
A
that
little
is
bit
pretty neat.
harder to fly with the goggles, though.
But once you get used to it, I bet it's better.
Yeah, yeah. You just gotta get used to it. You just gotta put it up and just fly it back up. Well, because when it's going away from you, the control is different than when it's coming back to you. It's reversed.
And you said that it's kind of dangerous flying it over water because it doesn't recognize.
If you get it real close to the surface of water, it gets confused.
Yeah, because I see him using it over water all the time on these bass fishing shows that I watch. These guys
Yeah,
fly the
but
drone.
if you get it close to the water, that's when it gets confused. You get it down like 3 feet or something.
And then there was this couple, and they were sailing a sailboat. I think it was around the world, and they took the drone with them, and they were way out in the middle of the damn ocean, and they were flying the drone around out there in the ocean, and the guy was almost lost it. But could you imagine, man, being way out in the middle of the ocean and launch that drone? I'd be scared I'd lose it, but that would be cool if you were stranded and you flew that drone up high enough and you could see where another boat might be.
Yeah, it's got a 2 mile range on it.
That's pretty far.
Yeah.
Rock on. I loved Craig's impression of the big 400-pound bigaboo. When you were talking like this, honey, I got, you want me to have nice nails. If you want me to,
Gotta get my hair did.
yeah. If you want some of this, if you gonna get some of this down here, then you better give me some of that in here in my hand. Yeah, those sisters,
Gotta
man.
get my nails done and my hair did.
You gotta pay their way. If you're gonna date a sister, man, you gotta pay everything.
Yeah, they gotta pay my rent, my electricity.
That's why you see all the brothers going
cable.
around with a white girl. And then you see the white girl, she's driving and the brother's in the passenger side squatted down real low. You pull up to the red light and you look over and there's the white girl with the brother. And he don't have a job, and she's working, paying all the bills, and she's usually fat. right, Craig?
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember one time I was at the 7-Eleven and I was like back when they had payphones, and I was on the payphone, and this white girl got out of this car with this black guy, and she was a big fat girl, and she went inside. She came back out. And she goes, "Jerome, you want a soda with those chips?"
I was watching that last podcast we did. We was talking about the way you can't tell women, ask a woman if she's pregnant anymore. That was funny as shit. It's
Yeah,
true, man. You can't. You can't.
like
They
Kramer
all
did.
look pregnant. Yeah, it's funny.
But when Kramer did it, he was like, he just throws it out there and he don't care. Like the girl with the big nose that George was dating, and they were all trying to pretend like she didn't have a big nose, and then Kramer came in and they were scared he was going to say something, and he was just about getting ready to leave, and they thought they were clear and free, and Kramer tells her, you look just as pretty as anybody else. You just need a nose job. If you don't like that Seinfeld or something, it's like if you don't like, you know, uh, Trump, it's like if you don't like Trump, you just don't like America. If you don't like Seinfeld, you just don't like America, man. This is Seinfeld's, even though he's probably woke, I don't know, but I just get a kick out of that Seinfeld because it's true, man. It's all real. It's real shit. It's just like real life stuff.
Yeah, I kind of felt bad about complaining. I got hurt like last week, and I found I was complaining about it. But somebody that's got the big C, they go, man, I'll take falling
Oh,
on the steps any day over having the big C. And that's the
well,
truth, man. I'll get over this in the next week, but man. That would suck.
like when I got hit by that car, man, and I was like crippled for about 3 years, I'd say. I was had a cane and a walker, and I was jacked up, man. And I thought that this is the end. I was ready to put my head in the oven, and that's why when Gene Odom came around, and I saw him, and he said, "Man, you got to keep moving, man. You got to keep moving." He
Yeah, but
says,
when you got that big C, man, it's like ain't much you can do.
"Well, you could
Huh?
take ivermectin. That's what's supposed to
That
be the miracle cure for cancer. Now everybody's
yeah.
take ivermectin."
I don't know. I got some couple of good friends that I didn't even know they had it. And that sucks, man. That lays on your mind all the time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, that sucks.
Like when my dog had it, and I fed my dog the best food. I was feeding my dog, that it was actually that Dr. Marty's, which it's real expensive, but I don't know if it's bad or not, but it was supposed to be the best food you could give your dog. But if you talk to Joe Crimp, they sell dog food, and what they sell is raw. It's raw meat. They
Yeah, you
feed.
gave me some of it. Yeah, you have to keep it in the refrigerator and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I sent you some of that. Yeah.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Yeah, they
Oh,
liked it.
yeah. But I think my dog was a Westie Terrier, and they're prone to cancer. Those dogs, for some reason, I guess it's the way they're bred. When you start breeding them with all these different strains of dogs, that's when they come down with that, the cancers.
It seems like a lot of people are getting cancer, man. And it's like, and it's like it's got to be coming from the food. It's just got to be. I mean,
Or the damn chemtrails.
or whatever. It's coming from something, but there's a lot of people getting it.
Did you get the thing I sent you? It was a video of the guy turning on the chemtrails.
Oh yeah, yeah. And
he goes, "Here's the proof right here," and he turned them on, and they're little burners.
The flames. They were starting the flames.
Yeah.
What was it? Didn't understand the flames.
They're burnt. That's what atomizes that shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's how they atomize it. They burn it, and it. Yeah, it was like a little burners.
Yeah, they fire them up. They fire them up, like they said.
Yeah. They got a little control switch.
They've got to stop that stuff now. Now that they
I know.
You know,
well, there's supposed to be a bill to going out for the. It's called weather modification, but I think they're doing more. I think they're doing something else with that damn graphene oxide. They use that graphene oxide for everything, man. It's like, what does it deal with the graphene oxide? They put it in the vaccine, you know, they put it in the chemtrails. It's what's with the graphene oxide?
They had more storms down there in North Carolina here.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
And then we go down here.
Yeah, they had cars floating down the damn river.
Oh, again?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh, I got to call Grinstead up again and talk to him, see how he's doing. I'll probably do that tomorrow. I meant to do it the other day.
John Williams, you know, our tower guy, he said he was trying to get some sponsors for that. And then he was saying, man, you know, people down there in North Carolina, they want to help more than just one person, you know.
Yeah, right.
Have some kind of a
yeah. You can't.
That's what we've been talking about, having a bass tournament or something.
Yeah, and you'd have to do it. You know, you'd have to do it. You can't do it up there. You have to do it around somewhere else.
Yeah, they want to help more people,
right? Because if you go trying to have it for one person to go, well, my Aunt Sue is, you know, lost her house. What the hell? Why would I want to go?
Yeah, you're just trying to help your friend up there.
Yeah, and you know, and I'm going to figure out something, because I think, you know, that video that I made,
he lost freaking everything.
Oh God, yeah, he did, man.
He just left Florida or whatever and went there.
And yeah,
because he wanted to get away from hurricanes.
And then he put a lot of money. He fixed that place up, and then when the flood took his houses, 2 of them, they didn't have flood insurance, so none of it's paid for. He lost a motor home. He lost 2 houses. He lost 2 cars, a motor home, and 2 houses, and everything in the houses. That's pretty bad, man. That's like really bad. Yeah. Let's get down here to the bottom. Reverend Randall says, this podcast is Griff's own personal form of entertainment. Yeah, I do get a kick out of Craig, man. You know, I like to crack on him. I think you guys probably get a kick out of when I crack on Craig.
You guys get to watch me go mentally ill right here live on the STONED Roadie show. Get to watch my my mental capacity deplete here.
Yeah, you get to see
day by day.
You get to see his brain cells disintegrate before your eyes. And then Homer Hancock,
like an egg frying in the pan.
Homer Hancock says he'd like to have one of those lighters that you got that shit right lighter.
Yeah, how about those? Yeah.
That came from Dave the Disciple.
Dave made all that stuff for me. God,
yeah, he made me some too.
Sent
He
me
made me some
lighters.
cool
He
lighters.
sent me all kind of shit.
Matter of fact, my lighters, I've already, messed around using them on the barbecue grill and stuff, and they're already gone. But I kept the lighter just because what was written on it's pretty cool.
Yeah, we've been talking. I told him I was going to send him his stuff. We've been talking.
And Kimmy, she thought she was the only redneck that knew what bigaboo meant.
That Snoop Dogg knew what it was. That's what killed me when Snoop Dogg.
And I can't believe they took away our monetization. He's able to say it. Well,
Well,
if
you don't know that's why. It could be for
I
any
think it
reason,
is.
man.
No, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Because when I went back and looked at that Snoop Dogg thing, when you said it then, they didn't monetize that one either. So it has to be that, I'm thinking. But
Well,
we'll
I don't
find
think.
out. We'll find out. Tina Oresco.
When we don't get monetized, that's when they're the best.
Yeah, true.
That's probably people can say, "Oh, well, let's watch this one." They didn't get monetized on this.
When we talk about
this would be a good.
politics.
This is a good one here. They didn't get monetized on this one.
Yeah.
But can they see it? I can see it. I can look at my thing and
Well,
see
the first thing out right off the bat's a commercial. Usually
Yeah.
it starts
Oh,
with
this
a
ain't got a
commercial.
commercial. It ain't no good. Let's go to one to where they.
Yeah, this one's got a commercial. Don't watch it. Better
Yeah,
watch
don't
the
watch
one.
this. It's got a commercial.
There's a lot of people that don't get monetized though on these YouTube channel. Hopefully Trump will stop that shit.
Yeah, freedom of speech, man. Jiminy Christmas. People get their feelings hurt.
Yeah, it's freaking woke
They're
shit.
pretty slack on the fat stuff, though. You can
Yeah.
fat bash pretty much.
You've been getting away with that like crazy, man.
Well,
Talking
that's
about the women too. Like Tina Oresco here says, she's a woman and she's still watching. And she says she could lose about 30 pounds. Well, send us a picture, Tina, and we'll let Craig look at it and see what what he says.
as I'm getting older, man. I don't give a shit, and as long as what I
really?
say, as long as what I say is close to being the truth and logical as far as humanity goes, I'm gonna say it, And I mean, I don't care what you fat people say, man. Obesity is not logical. I mean, I'll debate that with you any time, any place, anywhere.
Yeah, my friend Maddie.
Obesity is not logical.
My
Neither is
friend
being fat. I mean, that's reality. And if you want to,
my friend Maddie, who hates Craig, she says he's a pig. He's a womanizing, fat bashing pig, and so she lost a bunch of weight. She wasn't that fat, and she probably lost, I don't know, maybe 25 pounds or something. And then she put a picture of herself, and I put one word in the comments. I put Ozempic. And then she wrote back and said, "No, it wasn't Ozempic."
That Ozempic is a mental illness drug. It's for people that cannot control their eating, and that's a mental illness. I'm sorry, I'll debate that with you.
Well, it's not doing you any good. If you get off of it, you gain the weight back.
We got. I was thinking about this today. We got all that. 10 years ago, 98.6% of every woman in America was either on Xanax or Valium, and they took them all away from them, and now we got all these crazy bitches running around.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, it's true.
That's probably true.
And that's why all of them turned fat, because they've turned. They have to have some kind of something to embrace, or to what do they call it? What do they call when you eat comfort? Yeah, they have to have something to comfort them, and they used to have the pills, so now they eat either that or they've turned to booze.
I took
You can
that.
tell a woman that drinks a lot. They're if a woman drinks a lot, she's gonna be chunky, because booze got a lot of sugar in it.
I remember one of my divorces. I wouldn't say I was depressed, but I was freaked out, and they gave me some Prozac, and I started taking that, and I didn't give a shit if I cut the grass. I didn't. That shit just made you you didn't give a shit. It turned you into Craig. You didn't care what you didn't do anything. You were like, fuck it, you you just I had to quit taking it because it was just it was an I don't give a shit drug. It just made you feel like you didn't care. But I mean, it worked. But I
Well,
like to care. I like to care about what I'm doing. I don't want to be, going around not giving a shit and take care of the things I need to take care of.
when I had that Hep C and I was on that interferon, that stuff makes you freaking pretty wild, crazy. And yeah, when I came off that, I was going to the doctor and they were giving me this psych medicine, and man, it made me sick.
Yeah.
And my wife, she insisted that I take this psych medicine. I said, man, I ain't taking that shit. It makes me sick. And she's like, you either take that or I want a divorce. I said, the shit makes me sick.
Oh, because you were freaked out from the medicine. The medicine
Yeah.
was changing your
She wanted
mood.
me to take this shit, Well, at that point, she was wanting everything I did. Oh yeah, I had Hep C. I had Hep C, and I said I was going to get on this Harvoni. You get on that anything to cure that Hep C, and I want a divorce. It's like,
Because it was messing you up, man.
well, I was trying to cure myself from Hep C, and
Yeah, you die from that shit.
you seek a cure from Hep C, and I want a divorce. That's kind of, I don't know. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, that ain't cool.
Telling somebody that you'd rather them die than
Well, let's
seek
get her on
treatment.
the podcast and get her side of the story and see if it matches. She probably say that ain't the way it happened. She probably said, "Well, Craig, how about that night you came in the bedroom and you were peeing all over the place,
Oh, that never happened.
like on the bus, like when you were on the bus." Then Steve Jones, he says, Craig, including Ed and Bob, who do you think had the most anxiety before a show, and who do you think had the least?
Ed or Bob? I don't think either one of them had anxiety. None of the guys
Nobody
had.
had anxiety before they went out in the show?
No.
No?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, I don't know why they would.
Not that I recognized. They were all psyched up like a damn,
But
like
didn't they, when they quit drinking, though, they probably, maybe that's what he's talking about. Because
they
remember,
didn't have any. None of them had any stage fright. They all went out there like they were Muhammad Ali, man.
but they,
Ass.
remember when they
Let me
sobered
add
up?
them, man.
But remember when they sobered up, and then Leon was saying he was worried about the first time that they played when they weren't drunk?
No, that no, none of them ever worried about anything about playing.
Did
But
they?
I
Do you remember when they
recognize
sobered up? Do you remember when
they never
sobered up?
sobered up. When did
They
they
didn't?
sober up?
Well, that's what Leon said when they quit drinking. That they.
Oh, they never sobered up.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't think they did.
Not that I ever saw. I mean,
Well, you would know.
they saying you are and doing it is two different. That's like these fat people. They say they're gonna lose weight. You know, you don't never see it happening. When you gonna start?
Yeah. Crazy Bob said he did the NASCAR experience and he went 170 miles an hour.
Oh yeah, he must have went to Talladega. That's the only you can't go but 155 at
I
Kentucky.
think he rode in the car. I don't think he
Oh
drove.
yeah. If you ride
Yeah.
in it, you can go
He did
170.
a ride along, I think. I don't think he
Yeah,
drove it. But that's
my
only
car,
a
my car
20 more than you
my
went.
car topped out at 155. I think you can go to Talladega and do 180.
That's fast, man.
I think you can go there. Somewhere you can go and do 180, I think.
Like one of my favorite movies is that movie, The Fastest Indian. You ever see that
Oh
movie?
God, yeah, Anthony Hopkins, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great freaking movie, man.
Yeah, they wouldn't safety check his shit, man. He had gaffer tape and freaking coat hanger and
Yeah, and then when he put that thing together, and then he was putting around on it, and all those judges and they were looking at him, and they're like, "What do you think you're doing?" He's like, "I'm getting ready, man." And he had to he take a knife and trim the rubber on the tires.
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
he took and shaved he took a knife and he was shaving the tires with a knife
Yeah.
and he made a piston. He forged his own piston heads. He made his own, I mean, his own pistons and heads. He did remember at the beginning it showed him making his own pistons.
I didn't yeah. I don't
And that
remember.
was a true story too. That was
Yeah, the
supposed to
fastest.
be a true story. And then he was asleep on the side of the road, and the cop pulls over and he goes, "Hey, man, what are you doing?" He goes, "Well, I pulled over here to take a nap." And he goes, "Why?" He goes, "Well, I was having a bit of a heart attack."
Yeah, the cop pulled him over and said he clocked him at 100 and what did he clock him at?
Oh, yeah. And I think they busted his motorcycle up when they dropped it off the ship or something. Yeah, he went through hell, man, but that was a great movie. I really like. Matter of fact, I wouldn't mind seeing that movie again. I've only seen it probably about 4 times. I could go for another round. Um, Joe Mueller said, now here's a fact right here, Craig. Ohio has the most bed bugs out of all the states in the United States, according to Orkin.
Really?
Yeah, that's
Wow.
real. Yeah, so I
That's
don't know,
weird.
man. Yeah,
I
Ohio's
ain't
got.
never had them, but I know people that have, and man,
Oh, I
they must
know.
be freaking hell getting rid of them
I'll
things.
tell you what's worse than that's crabs.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, man.
I
Yeah,
had scabies. I got scabies one time, and I just
I don't think I
yeah,
would
I
tell
did, and
that.
I just used A200, and it got rid of them.
Yeah, that's the same thing
I
I
got them
use.
from a sleeping bag. In San Francisco, man. I was out. Yeah, I stayed at somebody's house and slept in a sleep. Got scabies. Yeah,
Isn't that a crab? That's a
just
crabs,
like
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I just used A200 and got rid of them.
And that's what happened to me. My roommate, he goes one day. He goes, "Man, there's something I got to tell you, man." And I go, "What, man?" He goes, "Man, I got the freaking crabs." And I said, "Yeah." I said, I said I was laughing. I said, I went in your closet the other day to get some, and I was looking for some rolling papers, and I saw a bottle of A200 and a receipt from Eckerd Drugs in that bag in there. And I said, "Ha ha ha ha, buddy's got the crabs, right?" And then he goes, "You son of a bitch." Well, then I caught them because you can catch them out of the bathroom, man. You can catch them off the toilet seat, the soap dish, the soap, and we were sharing the same bathroom. We had to move out of that house, man.
Yeah.
So I
Those
guess
bed bugs, though, they feed off of human blood. That's their existence is feeding off of human
And that's what the
blood.
crabs do. They feed off of blood too.
Oh, do they?
Oh yeah, they burrow right in, man. That was the grossest thing I've ever had to me.
But they
That
don't
was
make
like
nests and stuff like bed bugs do and hide in your house and
they
your
make a nest in
furniture.
your freaking skin.
Yeah, the bed bugs make nests all over your freaking house and
Oh
stuff, your
yeah, yeah.
furniture and stuff, and they crawl out at night and seek heat. You know, that's where they're
They're hard to get rid of too.
looking for. That's what I said. I've known people that the first thing an exterminator wants to do is come in and bomb your house, and that and that poison gets on everything.
But
That
yeah, and
residue is horrible.
it's expensive too.
Oh, they spent thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Now, and if you got a lot of carpet, man, they're freaking almost impossible to get rid of if you got a lot of carpet.
And they say if you ever go to remember you said you like to go to the secondhand store and get your jeans, or is that Gene? Gene said, or that was either you or Gene.
I go into those places and look around.
Yeah, they say you got to be careful, man. You'll pick up.
Yeah,
pick
you
up
can
the
see the
freaking bed
eggs. You
bugs.
see those black eggs. Yeah, I used to. Yeah, in the hotels, I used to take an iron and go on the corner of the bed and heat up the bed and yeah, you can see them.
Yeah, yeah. I always check them.
Yeah, I'm
check
freaked out by them.
I've never.
I've known people that have had them, and I'm freaked out by them, man.
That's
When I
why
go to a
I
hotel,
always.
I look for them.
I always stay.
Man,
at
there's
the
a
Holiday
lot of
Inn.
hotels that have them freaking things.
I always
And
stay at the Holiday
you
Inn
even get them
Express.
in your freaking luggage and bring them home with you and shit.
Yeah.
And they yeah, they're bad.
You just gotta stay at the Holiday Inn Express. That's where I stay.
I
never
didn't
had a
know
problem.
Ohio was the worst for them though.
Yeah, he's probably just giving you some shit.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
There was
Maybe.
there was they've kind of got a handle on them now. They used to be really bad. Back a long time ago, they used to be really bad.
Yeah, I remember my grandfather used to sing a song about these bed bugs, about a jail and the bed bugs. I can't remember how it goes, but I always wondered what a bed bug was.
Yeah,
And,
they're nasty.
Yeah, they are nasty, and there's a problem too in those hotels, man. If they get them, that'll shut
Oh,
'em
yeah.
down. That'll
Yeah.
shut them right down. See here, Jimmy said he spit his coffee out and almost had a wreck when he heard Craig say "bigaboo," and then Griff went "bigaboo, bigaboo, 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 bigaboo."
Oh God.
Yeah, you don't normally hear that word on TV
No,
too much,
that's a different one. I had forgot about it till I heard Snoop Dogg say it. Well, I hadn't forgot about it per se, but
Well, there's all kinds of words you can say that covers that. There's
there's a whole bunch of them.
oh, we don't want to go into that.
Yeah.
And then somebody asked, I didn't write their name down. Craig, was that Johnny Van Zant's current wife who in the Paul Abraham story?
No, that was
his last wife.
No, that was about two back.
Oh, was it? How many times he been married?
I don't know. It was a couple back though, I think.
Was it the first one?
No, it was like the second one or something.
Really?
The second one, yeah.
You remember?
I don't want to mention no names, but
Yeah, gotcha.
she was a handful.
Really?
Yeah. She brought out the worst in Johnny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she had a problem, and it made Johnny have a problem. And we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
That's what
I knew.
Paul
Yeah.
said that
I knew that it wasn't the one he's got now.
no,
'Cause,
she's
yeah,
nice, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, they get along pretty. Although Johnny's current wife sent me a friend request, and I accepted it, And I was like, why is she sending me a friend request? And then about 2 weeks later, she unfriended me. Probably found out that I was on the Stone Roadie show. And Johnny probably
Yeah.
goes, "Oh, that's that guy with Craig, and you need to unfriend him." I don't know, man. I thought, Johnny and I got along. We was pretty, we was
We
having a
used
good
to.
time when I was bullshitting with
I
him.
don't know. I
I
guess I'm
can't
on the
be,
wrong. I'm on the wrong side.
I can't be any worse than anybody else that he's been around. God. But I don't take it personally. Jeff asking Griff, did you work with Larry Thompson at NASA? I saw an interview where Carrot Top said that his dad worked for NASA. Well, now that you say that, my buddy Mark Smith, who I just talked to yesterday, and I hadn't talked in a while, which was really weird that I got this question because my buddy Mark, his wife, Jill, went to school with Carrot Top in Merritt Island, Florida. And she was telling me, yeah, I went to school with Carrot Top. And yeah, and I did hear that his dad was an engineer out there. And yeah, Carrot Top grew up in Brevard County. I think he went to like Astronaut High or something, one of those high schools over there in Merritt Island or Cocoa or wherever the hell. But yeah, Carrot Top grew up in Brevard County, right over there near where I used to work. And she said he was a nut. He was a nut job in
First
school.
time I met Carrot Top, he opened up for Marshall Tucker,
He
and
did?
yeah, opened up for Marshall
A
Tucker.
comedy act?
Uh-huh. Yeah. And I was watching him, and he was a funny son of a bitch. I was freaking
I
laughing.
never
I
seen
said,
him.
that freaking guy is funny, man.
Really? What was he
Yeah,
doing,
I
man?
went up and talked to him. Yeah, I've talked to him a couple of times. He's real cool.
Yeah, he almost looks like a transvestite now.
He's that's just his look, It's
Yeah, he's
just
got
his
like some
look.
crazy hair, and I think
Yeah,
he wears makeup, and he's got
yeah,
like
yeah. He's a cool guy. That's just his look, That's
does it?
his.
I wonder if he still does comedy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Does? Yeah.
I see him. I've seen him a lot on my on posts. He's been posting a lot of stuff. I saw him in a post. He was showing his dressing room and all his collection of memorabilia. His
That's who
dressing
we
room.
need to get on here is Carrot Top.
I know Carrot Top. I don't know. He might. I don't know. I know
Yeah,
him.
I know he probably knows Jill. Just, if you can get him on here, we'll talk about, where he
I'll
grew
try to
up.
get a hold of him. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tell
that's
him
a good
that,
idea. That'd be funny.
yeah, tell him that I used to work with his dad and shit, and because I
We'll
did.
have to have Kathy Godzi put out the six, whatever.
6 degrees of separation.
Yeah, we'll have to get her on it.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Get Carrot
Yeah,
Top
Carrot
on
Top,
here.
he's funny. Yeah, he's cool. He's a cool guy. Yeah.
You remember, who I went and saw one time was that guy Gallagher. And they
Oh God, yeah. I got arrested one time leaving. Me and Leon went to Gallagher, and I called Alan, and I said, "Man, I'm down here with Gallagher," and he says, "Come and get me." And I took off doing 120 mile an hour to go get Alan and got arrested and everything.
oh shit.
Yeah, yeah. He says the cop said, "Do you have any idea how fast you were going?" And that Oldsmobile, the freaking speedometer back then, those speedometers quit at 85. I
What
think
what did what did Gallagher have to do with it?
me and Leon went to the Gallagher show. And then after the show, we were back at the hotel partying with Gallagher.
Oh.
And I called Alan and I said, "Man, I'm down here partying." Or Alan called me, wanted to know what I was doing. And I said, I'm down here partying with Gallagher. He said, come get me. So I said, and so I took off from downtown Jacksonville to go get Alan up to 295 or whatever road I was on, Phillips Highway. I'm doing 110 or whatever. The speedometer only went to 85, I think, in that car. And I slowed down. There was a cop that had a car pulled over, so I slowed down till I got past that cop, and this cop come flying up behind me, and got me, and he said, "Do you have any idea how fast you were going?" I goes, "No, sir. The speedometer only goes up to 85." He goes, the only reason I caught you is because you slowed down, you know? So, yeah, he took me to jail.
When you
I was
saw
in that
Gallagher,
Tornado back there. I was in the Tornado.
I had the front row seat to see Gallagher, and they gave me a damn poncho.
Yeah,
Like one of these plastic ponchos, and they handed them to everybody in
yeah,
the front
because he
row.
smashed those watermelons.
Yeah, and I go, what's this for? And they go, put it on. Trust me, you're going to need it. And
he was known for smashing everything. He was with the what was that big sledgehammer?
That big hammer. Yeah. He died in November 11th, 2022.
Oh yeah, he was cool. Yeah, me and Leon knew him pretty well. We hung around him.
Oh yeah, you hung with him?
Yeah, me and Leon hung around with Gallagher.
No kidding. That's crazy. Where was that at? When you saw him?
It was in Jacksonville, somewhere he played in Jacksonville, and me and Leon went.
Did he smoke weed and everything?
From what I remember, yeah. From what I remember, he did. I can't actually remember smoke. We were doing drugs with him. Yeah, we did cocaine with him. I'm pretty sure.
Gallagher in Wikipedia in his personal life, it says Gallagher said he lost nearly all of his fortune speculating on the stock market and joked that he was broke. However, his longtime manager disputed this as a bit of a comedic exaggeration. I guess he had a heart attack. I can see where he probably had a heart attack going out there smashing shit with that hammer.
He was on the top of the game, man, back in the day. He was.
Yeah. I remember going to see him.
He had HBO specials and all kinds of stuff.
I saw him in Orlando at this theater. It was like a really small venue over there. And, I mean, I knew that he smashed watermelons and shit, but I didn't realize
he smashed every freaking thing.
Yeah.
Him and Carrot Top were kind of like the same. They had a trunk full of shit, and they go through it, and
right,
they always have a freaking rubber chicken, and you're my rubber chicken. they throw it, Well, got that same freaking gimmick.
I wonder how old. Let's see, he was born in 46. When were you born?
51.
51, so he was older than you.
Carrot Top he's advertising he's got a birthday coming up, and someone said that you look good for your age, and he's going, well, gee, freaking thanks, And they ask him how old, and he won't tell how old he is, but he was he was doing a thing, and he was going, I'm not going to tell anybody how old I am, and then he had and there was a sign behind him that said 60 something, and he was showing that. I'm not telling anybody how old I am, and he was had his phone, and he was showing people the 60 sign. But
yeah, I think he's
got to be older than that. He's got to be 65-ish.
No, I think he's about 61 or 62 because he's the same age as my buddy's wife, Jill, and she's about 4 years younger than me, I think. And I could Google him, but we'll do
Well,
that.
when I was with Marshall Tucker, that was 84, 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, why did he open up for Marshall Tucker? I mean, that's weird.
Uh,
That's
that's not out of the ordinary. Leonard Skinner opened up for Cheech and
he's
Chong.
he's 59, Craig. He was born in
Oh, really?
65. Yeah. Yeah, so
Okay, then
that's
he is.
about
That's
right.
what he was holding that thing up. He said 60. He's turning 60. Yeah,
Yeah.
he did. Leonard Skinner opened up for Cheech and Chong.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
No shit.
Before I got with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Leonard Skinner opened up for Cheech and Chong
That's
right
weird.
before I got with
I
them.
didn't know bands opened up for comedy acts like
Hmm.
that. That's crazy.
Yeah, Joe Barnes and Kevin were telling me about when they opened up for Cheech and Chong. Yeah.
Uh, Jeff says if they start missing old ladies from that old folks home over there, then they need to come over and check at Craig's house.
Hey.
What do they call that whenever you get like your phone goes off and you get a damn like a child's missing or an old person's missing? Yeah, they could do that. Oh, they could
I
do that across.
guarantee you, if I put up a bridge that went from over there over to here, put up a cabana back there and had damn margaritas, man, them, I guarantee you some old alcoholic bitches would
Oh
be over here
yeah,
sucking them down. Go,
yeah.
they'd be staggering back over there, back home. They got that. Well, they got the big house back there, but then they got condos. There's 50 some. There's a bunch of old bitches back there, man. There's a bunch of them. I see them walking around. There's a nature trail back there. They got a walking path, and it that creek is the whole length of my property. My property back there's 100 yards,
Does that creek get deep
and then
back
there
over by that old
it's
folks
on the
home?
other side of the creek. And the creek at the back of my property is 100 yards. So there's a walking trail back there the whole length of my property, and that's their walking trail. But there's a lot of trees and stuff back there, and there's a bench right on the other side of of back there. There's a bench where they sit and talk. I hear them. I can hear them over there talking. I ride back there in the when I had the gator. I'd go back in the gator and smoke pot and sit back there and listen to them talking. I go back there on my banshee sometimes.
Um, the creek is that between you and them, is that pretty deep?
It's doesn't have much water in it, but it's real deep because the farmer back there took a backhoe and dug it out real deep. So yeah, you got to climb. Yeah, when you got to climb down one side and up. It's a pretty steep climb up the other side of that thing. Yeah, it's hard to get across it.
You remember that picture, Craig?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
That's the gator right there. And
My
see,
gator got stolen. Yeah.
yeah, that's the gator that got stolen. And see those little stone things Craig stacks up all around there? Didn't Sammy teach you how to do that or something?
That's the porch I fell on right there. Except
Yeah.
there's a railing on the porch right there. There's a railing up that same side right there. There's a railing. But that top step, that's where I hit my back right on
Yeah,
that
and
top
there's
step.
one, two, three, four steps.
Yeah, that top step, that's where my back hit. When as soon as I walked down to the post sits on that last step there, and when I reached down to try to put that uh, rope on that step. Yeah, my feet come up from
So
under.
did you fall all the way down to the
I
sidewalk?
was laying on the sidewalk down there.
Oh shit. Yeah, you
Yeah,
were hurting.
when it was solid ice. As soon as I fell, I just slid down those steps. It was solid ice. If I wouldn't have had that railing on their steps, I don't think I could have got back up the steps. It was solid ice.
Yeah, you needed a railing on there.
Yeah.
Definitely. You ought to put some stair tread on there, some diamond plate or something, man. I don't know. Shit. You need something on there, something rough.
I had rubber mats on there, but I took them off because in the wintertime it's hard to shovel the steps with those rubber
You know
mats.
what that reminds me of is that Home Alone. Remember how the kid iced the
Yeah.
steps and they fell down and they fell down the damn steps? I laughed my ass off during that movie, man.
Yeah,
Um,
I got rubber mats, but it's hard to get the snow off the damn shit with those with turf or
you just
rubber
pick it
mats.
up and shake it out.
Yeah, they stick to the steps. Anything it's yeah, they just stick.
It was frozen on
Yeah,
there.
they freeze onto the steps. Yeah,
But
I
that's too
see
bad though. They stole that damn gator, man. That's some rude shit. That thing's probably brand new. How much, Craig?
35,000 they are now.
Yeah, that's a freaking car.
Yeah, they're 35 grand.
And that thing was nice, man. It would
Yeah,
haul
that's a nice
ass.
one. It's all custom. Those are custom seats, a custom top, and all the lights and all those railings on the side. All that stuff, and those are custom wheels. And
And you used the hell out of that thing, man.
yeah, I got my use out of it. That's for sure. That's
Oh,
what.
that had a thing so you could shovel snow in the front, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Were you able to move that blade up and down?
Up and down
Yeah.
and sideways. Yeah.
Yeah, those bastards. You can't have nothing nice, can you? Old Carol, the cake girl, says she remembers the Ponderosa had a great buffet. I didn't think the Ponderosa had a buffet, did it?
They had a salad bar, didn't they?
Yeah, that's what they had, a salad bar.
Yeah.
And then Lynn Cumby says that she remembers the Ponderosa, and she also asked, "Do you remember the restaurant Lums?"
Lums? No.
Yeah, I remember Lums. Yeah, they used to have a Lums down in the Keys down there. It was like one place. It was in Marathon. They had a Lums. I think it was Marathon Key, and I used to go to the Lums down there. And I used to go to the Lums in Tampa. I used to go to Lums, man. I forget what they. I think you could get hamburgers there, and it's like kind of like a Dino's restaurant or whatever. Um, See, Crazy Bob says he isn't a prize winner, but his prize is every time he watches the show and hears things like Bigaboo.
I talked to a guy today. Somebody wrote me and asked me if they could call me this morning, and I said, "Yeah, call me." And they called me, and I talked to him for about an hour. Man, he was telling me how much he enjoys watching the Stone Roadie
Does your
show.
sister still watch it?
Oh God, yeah, she watches
Yeah.
them all the time. Yeah, she
Um,
matter of fact, she says she'll call me if she. Why didn't you do a show today? I said I did. We put one this morning. Oh, I didn't see it. I'll have to go and watch it. Oh yeah, she's my favorite.
what's her name again? What's her
Gail.
name, little girl? Yeah, Gail.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, John Meyer says he worked on a truck that was sitting on the ground like that Alan's car. It said it was a mess. The oil pan, the transmission pan, the cross member was all rusty. And he said, but I sure would like to see Alan's car run again.
I
Yeah.
shot a groundhog one time and it crawled under there and died.
There's actually a guy, he sent me an email, and I thought I wrote it down in the comments, and he gave me the name of a guy on a YouTube channel that gets cars running. I can't remember where I wrote
My
that
buddy
down.
Warren will come and get that thing running.
Yeah, yeah, we just need somebody to get it running. I'll come up
He's
there
a
and help
he's an
him.
NHRA official, man. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
He's got some nice cars, man. He's got a judge.
Oh, here it is right here. Vice Grip Garage. Chris Eldridge. Chris Eldridge says, check out Vice Grip Garage. They get old cars running, just like the one that Craig needs to get running. Yeah, so I'll check it out. But the only reason I mentioned that was because I was kind of wanting to team up with them on their podcast, so we could pick up on some of their subscribers. But hell, man, we'll have get a damn whole party of people over there. We'll just make a party of it. But yeah, I think we ought to get that car running.
I know
That's,
we have another watcher that it has a really nice car collection. So Robert Wheatley told me, he says
Yeah.
Robert said he's got a car he's going to maybe buy off of him. One of those old Buick supercharged V6 supercharged Buick, the Grand Am. That's what they were.
Oh, the Grand,
Grand National.
Grand Nash.
Grand National. Yeah,
Yeah.
them things do 12s or something like that.
Yeah, they
He said
didn't
that
make
car's
that many.
faster. He's got a freaking Demon. He said that freaking car's faster than my Demon.
That Grand National had like a couple superchargers on it,
That
didn't it?
supercharger. Yeah, it's a bad son of a bitch, man.
Yeah, and they didn't make a lot of those either.
Mm-mm.
You don't ever see them.
V6, man. God.
And the Demon, they didn't make a lot of Demons. They made a lot of Dusters. They didn't make a lot of Demons.
That Demon's new.
Oh, it's a new Demon?
The new Demon.
Oh, the new Demon. Yeah, I've seen the new Demons.
I think that's got the 392 Hemi in it or something.
Yeah, they look good still too.
They're supercharged, aren't they? That new Demon's supercharged.
I don't know. But that's the end of the comments and the questions, Craig. And
that's why I put up the my post office box. If you go send in any donations for Randall, we're still taking donations for Randall Hall. He's could use some help for the next couple months till he gets back to work, and then we're also still taking donations for the Forgotten Survivors. And you can just send anything you'd like to the, you can even send some of this if you send it to the crook.
Send it to the crook.
Send it to the crook. P.O. Box.
Yeah, he sees you get your new jacket. You got your new jacket and your big jar of
hate it when
buds.
I get all this free stuff.
And you can't even get your sorry ass to mail
that
off
son
the
of a
gifts.
bitch, he gets all this free shit and just sits there and just gets all this free stuff, and then he won't even send out nothing.
That's what pissed
I'm
him
mentally
off.
ill, man. I mean,
That jar of buds is what did it right there. When you held and you
got
said,
them free jacket.
Yeah.
All I got to do is say, man, I want one of them jackets, man. The guy makes me. Maybe that's a nice one too, man. He's got the stuff on the sleeves and stuff.
yeah, and you said he was going to send me one if I sent him.
Well, he
so
said
I'll send
Kathy,
him,
he'll make one. Yeah, I said Kathy Godsey wanted one, and he'll make one for Kathy Godsey and or you. He said have him contact you. I'm sure that, but I have to get Kathy to tell you what size she wants. I think she wants a medium. I think maybe a small. I don't know. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what I would wear. I think I would probably need a large. I like a little room.
I said people been telling me to buy that and give it to you. She goes, I'd take it. I said, well, it's
It,
too big for you. She says, I could wear that.
yeah, it probably
So,
fit her.
yeah. She said they're supposed to be a little big on you, the denim jackets are. It
Yeah,
fits
because
me.
you wear clothes underneath it.
Yeah. I haven't tried that one on yet. But that's a medium there, so it'll fit me good.
Yeah, that'll look good on you down at the monument.
Yeah, that's my monument jacket for sure. Yeah, I planned on that before I even seen the stuff on the sleeves and stuff.
And ain't no doubt about it, man. He'll wear it.
Yeah, it says crew on it
Javier,
too.
he'll wear that thing, man.
Crew.
Um, definitely. Craig, when he gets something, a prize or a present, he don't play around, man. He uses that stuff. So, all right, let's wrap it up,
Uh,
Craig. I got some editing to do, and then I'm gonna go
yeah.
in there and do a bed bug
Uh,
check.
oh, what do I do with this? All right, that's podcast number 288, the Stone Roadie Show. And happy trails to you until we meet again. And see you later, alligator, at the Wild Crocodile. And we're going to call that a wrap and cut.